Hey guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and you're sick in metal timing. Dr. Pink will solve it for you. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy with a free member account or a premium member account. So metal timing, that's really something. Here we're gonna learn everything from the scratch, and at the end it should sound something like this. Or with chords. Stuff like that. I mean, the chords is one thing, but rhythm is the other thing, and the rhythm is really an essential part of it because the chords are in most cases not too complicated, let's put it that way. So we're really I wrote a working sheet for you, and that we're going through now in this tutorial, that you really are able to have a proper timing on metal guitar. So the exercise I wrote is I'm just playing with the open E string, which is really simple, but you can, as I said, once you can do the rhythm properly, you can you can add any kind of chords, then it's not such a problem. But rhythm is 50% of the whole thing, and the example I just played was 105 BPM. But to really feel comfortable with timing, you need to understand what rhythm notation is. You need to understand how the figures sound. You need to recognize how they look alike, how they sound, and you should be able to just reproduce those figures. And we're going to talk about the essential figures today. I mean, it can get really complicated, but we're going to keep it on the essential things, and if you have done that properly, you're already half step to a really good metal guitar player. So first of all, that was 105 BPM. I'm going back to 70 BPM. Practice the stuff slow, that you're able to really figure out the different timing, the how to play it, and also with your body to feel the beat, okay? So now first thing we need to do, I mean, you can do it with the metronome or this backing track I provide here. I created a small metal backing track. So but I'm gonna show you the backing track. First figure we need to know is the quarter note. Quarter note is really simple. It's duck 1, 2. That's the quarter note. It's a ball with a and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like this. But you also need the pauses, because pause is also music. Not playing is also music. So you need to know both, how it looks when it's played and how it looks when there's a pause. And then take a metronome. 3, 4. Play the first two as precise as possible. That's really simple, okay? Second figure you need to know is 8 notes. Also how they're played. Play with downstrokes. These are the balls with the thing up and connected with the line is 1 and 2 and 3. You know, that. Also need to know how the pause looks like. It's like a little hook. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and, okay, let's play those once. 3, 4, 3, 4. Simple, isn't it? Okay, now we're coming to the real stuff. 16 notes is the thing with the same, looks like 8, but it has 2 lines above, and we have 4 per beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to be able to put your foot on you don't see my foot now, on the quarter note, and play the 16 note, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, with the metronome or a backing track. Just be really relaxed. Okay? I mean, this was now 70 BPM. When I go back to 105. Same thing on 105, sounds much like quarter notes. 8 notes. 16. And it already sounds like metal guitar if you play these 3 basic figures really on the beat, okay? So that's what it's all about. If you cannot play these 3 basic figures on the beat, you also cannot play the more complex ones, which we are entering now. So we're going back to 70 BPM. I'm using here my Nuendo software to switch between the tempos. So now I make a little rhythm study here for you. Combination of the 3 figures. I need my glasses now because I don't know it by heart. Okay, so we have a quarter note, well, as displayed here. We have, it's gonna sound like this: 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And also notice the pauses which are played, okay? So I'm gonna play the whole line slow. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. So that was that figure. Play with the backing track. Sounds simple, but when you can read it, then you can play it, you know. You can also write your own rhythm figures. If you don't know how to write or read rhythm, there's a file available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy for download for premium members. I think 10 pages where you can learn the basics of rhythm notation. And in my lessons or in my teaching, I'm not so much the one who gives my students stuff to read, but rhythm is a really important thing because guitar is a rhythm instrument, and if you don't know rhythm properly, you cannot really play guitar, okay? So that will be this exercise with the basic figures. Now, to understand the more complex figures, which are based on 16 notes, you need to be able to localize every of the 4 16-note figures, you know, first, the second, the third, and the fourth. So if you play one, it's like 1 and 2. So this 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be that, okay? Then we can do the track. That's probably simple, but now we play only the first and the other 3 are damped. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Try that with a metronome or be that. The second one is a little bit more hard. So it's 1, 1 and 2. 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Slow it simple with the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and with the beat. You have to be able to play those, guys. I know it's hard. But the trick is to understand that's the upbeat. The third one is the hardest from my point of view. It's the downstroke, but when the foot is up. You don't see my foot, but if you cannot play this stuff with the foot, you cannot do it. You really have to go with the foot. Okay, so now we're gonna play the third. 2, 3. Sorry. That will be the one with on the third. That's the hardest, I must say. It's like because the foot goes up and this is a downstroke. That's a little bit twisted, and you need to get used to that and really practice that stuff. And the last one is, from my point of view, the easiest one. The fourth is the last upstroke. Yo. And you should be able to play all fours in one row, and I'm gonna quickly switch to 105 at the end. That has to be with 105 or 120. Yeah, I was on the edge. Teaching and concentrating on stuff is not so simple. So now it starts to sound like metal, you know. Of course, if you're a metal specialist, you really need to work out this stuff. If you cannot play this, there's no chance. Okay, so these are the basic essential timing figures. Now, once you are done this, I go back to 70 again. Then you can start to write your own little exercises, and I'm gonna play a little rhythm study which I wrote. And if you can play stuff like that, then you're really ready to go. Therefore, I need my glasses again because I don't remember what I wrote. And the best thing, if you can do it by just reading the stuff and not just playing, then you're really on the path, okay? So, I'm gonna play now this one line. It's pretty, okay. 70 BPM, later has to be with 105, but I'm gonna play with 70, okay? Was simple. Now let's go to 105. See, now it sounds like metal. Well, it can also be faster, but well, let's don't push it too hard. Okay. So that's how the whole thing works. I wrote another two lines, and I'm gonna play those ones as well. Now that you hear how they sound compared with what is written. And the trick is, I go back to 70 BPM. You should be able to write your own rhythm figures and also read them and play them. Of course, when you play on stage, you don't have a sheet like that. It's just to understand rhythm. When you understand and can read it, then you know what you're playing, and then you're going to be really precise. So, line number, I'm going to play those two in one row through. Hopefully I get through. My sight reading times are over quite a while, but I still can do it. Oopsie. See, good that it's happened. See, that's if you cannot do something properly, then you have to work it out more. But I have an excuse because I'm teaching at the same time and talking and have the camera and all. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna play those two lines that you hear how they sound. So those are the two lines. I'm gonna try with 105. Then you see that it works. Hopefully I get through with no mistakes. You know, I mean, this learning the basics of timing is one thing, but then really have a great metal performance is another thing. And of course you need to know the stuff by heart. Otherwise, you know, if you have the watch to the thing, it doesn't really. But just to show that you also with one, then it starts to sound like metal. Okay, there was one mistake in it. But this was really sight reading now. I just wrote it and I didn't know how it sounds. Okay, so that's how it works. I know it's probably annoying for you guys, but if you want to play rock or metal guitar, the rhythm is really important, timing is really important, and this stuff is really important. And the best way to handle this is to understand it, and the best way to understand it that you're able to write it yourself, and or you know, you write your own things and then you play it and see how it sounds. You first see how it sounds slowly and then fast, and these were only basics, essentials. You know, can get way more complicated, and if you want to get into the advanced stuff. But anyhow, this stuff is really cool and it already works for any level. I mean, timing is not so hard to learn. You just need to learn to adapt to the speed and understand how these figures are played as showed at the beginning of the tutorial, and then you're ready to go. Good. I'm gonna make this page available for download. Also how it sounds as a MP3 file plus the backing track on 70 BPM and 105 to practice in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. For premium members, please join there and make a premium membership, or also join there if you just want to have a free membership to discuss with others or follow my general news feed, and there's a lot of other stuff there which is probably interesting for you. Me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye with a little